This is an introduction to living a life of abundance and possibility, grounded in integral polarity practice. This is the polarity that is really at the top of the life tier. It is the top of those qualities that are related to meditative awareness that we went through in finding a quality of stillness in the midst of life and work. We worked with the expansion and contraction polarity and the importance of developing a quality of deep calmness, the polarity that relates to stimulus and response, in and out polarity, where we find the just inner openness to be open to a deeper place. Then we moved on to the quality of expansion and contraction, the polarity of awareness, learning to be present and access that place of deeper stillness. And these are all qualities that we share with all living things. And collectively, they end up in the polarity of intent, of using these qualities of being physically embodied, of relating to the stimulus in our environment and within ourselves, and tapping our deepest awareness to open up to the aspect of intent, what it is that we are planning to do this day and in our lives. This polarity of intent is desire and aversion. And so it's absolutely primal, like all of these other polarities that we just went through in the prior course. But it also relates to our everyday life and our most elevated aspirations. And what we tend to do is come from a place of deficit, and that's sort of the trigger for intent, is we want something that we don't have. We want to get away from something that is bothering us. And the whole point of all of these IPP polarities is to find a still point of finding a place of abundance and possibility in this regard. Instead of coming from a place of deficit, we ultimately feel a place of deep satisfaction in this moment, mental and emotional contentment, and then ultimately a place of spiritual fullness. And overall, from this place, from this still point, it is a place of abundance and possibility. So let's just run through how this polarity works a little bit and ends up in this place of stillness. We begin by taking ownership of the desires that we have. What do we desire? And feeling into that on a primal level, on a mental, emotional level, on our highest spiritual level, and then being able to inhabit the quality of aversion, of what are we pulling away from, and realizing that they are just both qualities that are there to be of service to our intent. With every polarity, in this case, desire and aversion, they learn to dance together, they learn to interpenetrate, and from a place of utter stillness, they are just simply there as qualities of the same thing, as qualities of intent, where any aspect of both of them, just endless possibilities, are there to be of service. And we can do that by coming from this still place. And so let's just take a moment and feel into this quality of desire, this quality of aversion, how they come together into a quality of intent. And from this place that transcends and includes both polarities, as we do with all polarities, drop into a place that brings this energy, this place of deficit, this place of needing something we don't have or getting away from something, to just a still resting place in this moment. So let's just take a moment And I'll call forth this quality of deep satisfaction in this moment. Whatever we're dissatisfied with in any aspect of our life, in this moment, find this quality of a deep and transcendent satisfaction. In this moment, bring forth the quality of mental and emotional contentment. Whatever we want, whatever is bothering us, in this moment, just allow a quality of contentment together with this quality of satisfaction to come forward. Now open yourself up to a deep spiritual fullness, absolutely full, in the most profound and transcendent sense. Everything I need, everything I'll ever need, everything I want in this moment, I'm absolutely full. There's no need for anything more. I'm profoundly satisfied. I'm completely content. I am absolutely full. And this is added on to the still points of being deeply still and calm and relaxed and tranquil, of being absolutely open in this moment, of being awake and aware. And now on top of all of that, I am satisfied, I am content, I am full. An overall feeling of abundance and possibility. Whatever problems are there, whatever challenges are there, I can not only accept them and be present with them and be humble in this moment, but I can be grateful. This attitude, this virtue of becoming naturally arises from this place of deep abundance. And let's move to this place of gratitude. In this moment, I'm deeply, deeply grateful. Not grateful for things or reaching goals, but just grateful for this moment. There's a wonderful teacher, a Benedictine monk by the name of Brother David Stendhal Rost. And he's dedicated his life to exploring and sharing the wisdom of being grateful. You can go to his website, gratefulness.org, where people from all over the world, hundreds of thousands of people from all over the world, light a candle to be grateful. Brother Stendhal Ross is convinced that the spiritual common denominator of all of the traditions of East and West is a deep quality of gratitude. And that quality of gratitude just naturally arises from this place of abundance and possibility. There's always a limitation of things. There are always things that you can define as problems. But from this place of abundance and possibility and gratitude, whatever your circumstances, you can be a resource to those around you who can feel that spirit of gratitude, that feeling of abundance. Not only that everything is okay, but there's lots to be grateful for every moment. And being open to that deeper source within all of us, we can be full of that endless resource that just flows out of us, enables us to be deeply grateful, transcendently grateful and generous. And generosity without limitation. That's the virtue of doing that flows out of this place of abundance and gratitude, is having a spirit and an attitude of generosity. Again, not a generosity of things, but an endless generosity of spirit and mostly of love. This is an unqualified, unlimited love that can flow through us by being connected to the source, informed by our deepest awareness, our deepest wisdom and instinct, by being present in this moment, by being connected to the source. And through this, beyond our normal human capacities, we can be a resource to others with our gratitude and our generosity of spirit, of always having that love flowing through us. With each of these polarities, there's, from this virtue of doing, from this virtue of transcendent generosity, there's always a paradoxical, seemingly paradoxical polarity that flows out of this virtue of generosity. And that's being transcendently giving and transcendently receiving. We normally think of generosity as where we are in a place of giving. But think of whenever you are a source of wisdom and love and optimism and hope and possibility, whatever you can give to others, you're receiving at least as much back. You are receiving as much as you are giving. And in the act of generosity, always be open and grateful for that which you are receiving. And realize that it is just an endless cycle that is constantly moving. As we give, we receive. As we receive, this is maybe the most profound lesson for many of us. When we are open to receiving, when we truly have a need, where somebody is being generous to us and lifting us up, we are giving back to them. We are giving something to them that they need. Whether we know it or not, we're sharing some of our wisdom, some of ourselves, by being willing in any relational environment to receive as well as to give. All grounded in this deep quality of generosity, of optimism and transcendent hopefulness, coming from this place of deep abundance. And when we're grounded in these virtues, all of relating to this quality of abundance and possibility, we give meaning and context and possibility to all of our qualities of awareness that we've gone through. And in turn, we're giving birth to all of the qualities of being a human being. Most fundamentally, the qualities of being in relationship, which is the next polarity, the relational polarity, which is the foundation of our humanity, and which sets us apart in terms of the deepest, richest qualities of relationship. And this quality of intent is at this critical point of the culmination of our deepest qualities of awareness and consciousness, and giving birth to the whole capacity of human possibility. As long as your dynamics of intent are grounded in a deficit of need, you're creating a deficit, a deep hole. You're going to get caught in addictions. You're going to get caught in an endless cycle of neediness. This is also the polarity of addiction, of getting stuck in the most serious ways. But in exploring our lives and those things we desire and our intent, and how we react on a day-to-day basis, it's good to notice those things that we are drawn to because we have a neediness. Whether it's a neediness for something we love to eat, something very carnal and physical, a neediness to get away from something, a habituation in that regard. All of these things have to do with this polarity. And all of these things can come into balance and appropriateness and fullness to the extent we can be grounded in the still point. In the still point of fullness and an abundance and deep quality of contentment, satisfaction. And so this is truly such a seminal, critical polarity and area to practice endlessly, to bring our highest awareness into terms of how we are, what our intent is in the world in every dimension of ourselves, from the physical to the emotional to the mental to the spiritual. So a wonderful practice area, and one that stands right at the cusp of our consciousness as has arisen from a very deep physicalness to the wholeness of our humanity and all of the qualities that come online. So hopefully this is a little bit of an introduction to the importance of intent, of coming from a place of fullness and abundance, of being grateful and endlessly generous. Thank you.